Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome to the Foraging for Balance YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing an about 20-minute long sequence to stretch the IT bands. All right? So grab your mat and we're going to get started in child's pose. So take your favorite child's pose, knees apart, knees apart, knees together. And I just want you to rest your head down. We're just going to take a moment here to settle in for our yoga practice, letting go of things outside of the mat. You get to spend this next 20 minutes focusing on yourself, making yourself feel better. So I want you to really absorb that and congratulate yourself for showing up today on your mat. Take one big deep breath and release. From here, I want you to reach your arms out in front of you. We're going to do a little stretch. So walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Feel that stretch along the left side of your body. Okay, now let's walk our hands all the way across to the left side of our mat. Again, feeling that stretch. And back to center. From here, let's come up onto all fours, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, fingers spread wide, and we will warm up our wrist joints. So to inhale, slightly shift your weight forward. Exhale, come back to neutral. So let's do that a few more times. All right, last one. All right, so we stretch the inside of our wrist. Let's stretch the outside of the back of our wrist. Take your right hand, flip it over, palm up, fingers facing you. Straighten out that arm if you can. Just finding a stretch right through here. And let's flip that hand over and take it over to the left side. Back of the hand on the mat, palm up, fingers toward you. All right, great job. Flip it back over. Let's make sure that we're starting with our neutral pelvis. No going all the way to cow and letting those hips drop, belly drop. Find neutral. All right, and we're gonna wag the dog. So inhale where you're at. Exhale, curve, looking over your right shoulder toward your right hip. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder to left hip. Okay, keep moving side to side, knowing that you might not see your hip. Totally normal, totally fine. Okay, last round. Back to neutral. From here, let's head into our cats and cows. So we'll start with cow. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, chest broadens as you look forward. Exhale, chin to chest. Press that mat away, rounding spine, tucking tailbone. Let's keep going back and forth, one to the other. Building some heat and some movement in the body, especially through the spine. All right, one more time. And when you finish up, let's send our hips back toward our heels. Arms out in front of us for extended child's pose. All right, from here, we're going to work into more of a flow, really building heat in our body. So inhale, finding tabletop. Exhale, tuck those toes up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Okay, keep flowing between these. Know that we're just warming up, so these might not be your prettiest down dogs ever, and that's okay. Just do your best. So what we're trying to do is just really warm up the major joints of our body, building heat in our body, getting us warm before we go into these stretchy poses. All right, next time you find yourself in downward facing dog, let's meet there. Making it the best down dog we can, really lengthening through the spine, lifting hips up and back, and then reaching heels toward the mat. Whether they get there or not is not important. All right, let's inhale, lift your right leg, exhale, knee to nose, step your foot as far up as you can. If you need to, you can use your hand to move it a little further. I'm going to drop the left knee to the mat, untuck those toes, bring the torso up. We're going to rest our right forearm on the right thigh, left hand is going to come to the back of your neck, and we're going to twist open to the left. Let's unwind. Fold forward, bring your hands to the mat. Then shift your hips back till your left hip is over your left knee. Straighten your right leg, flex those toes for our half splits. Then we're going to revolve our half splits. So left hand stays on the mat or on a block. Let's bring our right hand to our hip. We're going to open our torso to the right. Make sure your hip stays down. It's going to want to hike up. That's why we're going to keep our hand on our hip to remind us, hip down, toes flexed, and hold. Okay, let's release that right hand from the hip, unwind, facing the floor again. Bend your front knee to bring ankle under knee, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, send the right leg up and back, downward facing dog. All right. Let's try that same sequence on the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg nice and high. Exhale, knee to nose, step to the top of your mat. Drop your right knee, untuck those toes, bring the torso up, left forearm is going to rest on your left thigh, right hand come to the back of the neck, open up. Make sure you keep your hip. We want to twist through the torso, hips going to stay pressing forward. Let's untwist, bringing hands to the mat. Shift back, right hip over the right knee. Extend that left leg, flex the toes. There's our half splits. And then we're going to revolve it. So right hand stays on the mat. Let's bring our left hand to our left hip. We're going to open up to that left side. Okay, remember to keep the left hip down. And know that some of these stretches you're going to feel more than others, and that's okay. It's just going to vary from person to person, or even day to day in your own body. Okay, let's unwind. Plant hands on the mat. Bend that left knee. Ankle under knee. Hands on the mat. Tuck the right toes. Lift that right knee. Send the left foot up and back. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's take a few breaths here. All right, let's lift the right leg high again. This time we're going to bring right knee to right wrist. You can keep your ankle here or tilt it in to whatever degree works for you. Shift your left hips back, untuck those left toes. Okay, so we're in our half pigeon, and today we're going to have our pigeons come on down and take a nap. You'll feel the stretch in a very different place when you're lying down in pigeon than when you're up in it. Let's press into the mat, bringing our torsos up. I want you to sit to your right hip and then move so your right knee is facing the top center of your mat. Bring your left leg up and around, and we're going to plant our left foot on the outside of our right leg. Left knee kind of up toward the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to do a variation of half Lord of the Fishes. So left knee's up, we're going to give it a hug with our right elbow. Left hand on the floor behind. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist. You can also, if it's accessible to you, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, but I find that one's not as accessible for most people. All right, let's unwind our body. We're going to do a little magic here. We're going to take both hands over to the right side of your mat. Press into the floor. Come up on the balls of your feet. Walk your hands around the back of your mat. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. All right, now we have our left leg is on the bottom. Our right leg, we're going to put our foot on the floor, knee to the ceiling. Half Lord of the Fishes on this side. So give that right knee a hug with your left elbow. Right hand on the ground behind. Inhale tall. Exhale, twist to your right. Let's unwind. We're going to head into pigeon. So I want you to straighten out your right leg. You're going to sit to your left side. That should bring your left knee a little more toward the left edge of your mat. Right leg's going to swing around behind you. Whoa, magic here. Pigeon on the opposite side. Right? And just like we did for our first side, we are going to come on down into our pigeon. So adjust this front leg as you need to. Inhale, bringing the torso up. Sit to your left side. Swing your right leg out in front of you. Straighten your left leg out in front of you. Find Dandasana, so make sure you are fully grounded through your sitting bones. Sit up nice and tall through the torso. Okay, we are going to cross the right ankle over the left. Keep those toes flexed to the ceiling. Inhale tall, exhale, fold it forward from the hips, reaching toward your toes. Taking whatever comes your way because there is no magic pot of gold at your toes. Inhale, bring the torso up, uncross, right leg's on the mat. And then we'll do it on the other side. So we'll cross left ankle over right. Sit tall, fold it forward from the hips, reach for those toes. Let's inhale nice and tall. Extend both legs. Just wiggle those ankles. Maybe shake your legs for a moment. All right, then let's bend both knees, bringing the soles of our feet together. Bring them nice and close for a butterfly for a moment. Notice where you feel your butterfly. Likely it's along the inside of your thighs, right? If it's somewhere else, that's okay. That just means that's where you're tighter. And we're going to take a variation on this. I want you to slide your feet forward a bit. Keeping the soles of your feet together, we're making this diamond shape with our legs. Okay? Inhale tall here. Exhale, see if you can fold it forward from the hips. Okay? And then notice where you feel the stretch in this version. So likely we've moved the stretch from the inside of your thighs to somewhere along the outside. One more breath here. Next inhale, let's sit up nice and tall through the torso. Hands under knees, we'll bring those knees together. Put your hands on the mat and we'll just windshield wiper side to side for a moment. All right, coming back to center. Let's roll onto our backs. Beautiful. From here, hopefully knees bent, feet flat on the floor. We're going to pick up our right leg, cross it over the left. And then we're going to take our arms out to the sides. In a big T if you have space. If you're a little space challenged like me, you can make cactus arms. Or even grab opposite arms overhead. Then from here, we're going to take both knees over to the left. Try to keep your shoulders grounded. And on your next inhale, let's bring the knees so they're facing the ceiling. And uncross those legs. And then we'll switch. We'll take left leg over right. And then we'll tip that whole leg situation over to the right side. tip both legs back up. Uncross again. Bring your arms down near your sides. Let's take our feet mat width apart. We're just going to let our knees fall together for a little constructive rest pose. From here, let's walk our feet together and slide them out long. Reach arms overhead, take a big full body stretch, maybe flexing those feet again. And then we'll settle in for Savasana, letting your feet drift, your legs drift apart, letting your feet flop whatever way is most comfortable. Bringing arms down near your sides, palms up. Take any small adjustments you need here to get as comfortable as you can be. It's a great job today with the asana portion. I guess this is an asana as well, but now we get to just rest here, right? And for some, this is a really hard mental challenge, and that's okay. For others, this is a welcome relief. Wherever you're at, let's just try to embrace it today. Let all remaining tension seep out of your body, knowing that you're fully supported by the floor underneath you. If they're not already, I invite you to close your eyes or at least soften your gaze. Okay, we'll spend a few minutes here in a silent Savasana, and then I'll guide you back out. All right, our time in Savasana is coming to an end. I want you to bring your focus back to your body. Maybe start wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe rocking legs in and out. All right, now when you're ready, let's bend our knees, bringing our feet flat on the floor. We'll roll to one side. Pausing to take a breath or two there. And then slowly press your way back up to a comfortable seated position so we can seal our practice. Let's take our hands out to the sides, palms up. Inhale, scooping up all that stretchiness, relaxation, whatever you got from today's practice, and bringing it down to your heart. I wish you peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for sharing this experience with me. All right, if you made it this far, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'd really appreciate if you like the video and subscribe to my channel so you can find out when I release more videos. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.